Hi beauties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Hannah. Welcome, thank you for being here. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me Q&A. It's going to be less focused on the makeup and more focused on the questions that I'll be answering. I will be just kind of going through and letting you guys know what products I'm using, but it's essentially just going to be kind of like my everyday products. But you guys already know what they are because I use them in my last video. Without further ado, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are not already. Click the little bell so you get notified when I upload brand new videos. Like this video if you enjoy it, and leave me a comment down below. I will be doing a giveaway in this video, by the way, so stay tuned towards the end for that. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first I'm just going to go ahead and prime real quick. I'm just using my Tatcha Silk Canvas like I usually do on my T-zone. And then I'm using my Milk Hydro Grip on the rest of my face. Okay, I'm going to just really quickly set my primers with some powder, and then we'll get into the first question. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some foundation on. I'm just using my L'Oreal Infallible as I always do. It's in the shade 470, by the way. And I'm going to go ahead and while I'm putting this on, I'm going to go ahead and answer the first question. Okay, so the first question says, where did you get those tops from your Instagram post? So if you guys don't know what this person is talking about, go look on my Instagram. My Instagram is just at HannahB_beauty with 2 Y's. So I posted some pictures last week, I think it was, or maybe the week before, of me in some tops that I had gotten. They are from Princess Polly Boutique. They have an Instagram and it's just Princess Polly Boutique. I had won a $150 gift card from them last year. It was last June I won a gift card from them. It was on a giveaway on Kelly Schrack's page. And I had a year to use it before it expired, and I had told myself that I wouldn't be using it until I lost some weight. I met my goal of the amount of weight I have lost up until this point, so I decided to go ahead and use it before it expired, and I got 3 tops and then a necklace from them. The clothes are so nice. One of the tops is actually the one that I'm wearing, the red one. It's like a bodysuit, and they're all so cute. The material is so thick and like sturdy, so you can tell that it's like really nicely made. The site is a little up there in price for a lot of the clothes, but I feel like it's worth it because the way that the clothes are made, it feels like it's going to last a really long time. I'm going to go in with just the Hydrating Elf Camo Concealer. So the next question asks how old I am. I am 20 years old. A lot of people think I'm older than that, but I am not. I just look like it when I'm wearing all of this makeup. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set my face. I'm just setting it with my mixture of powders that I always use, the Laura Mercier and the Ciate London. Okay, I'm going to go and do brows real quick. Before I do that, I'll answer a question. So the next question is, what kind of dog do I have and how old is she? So I have a beagle and she turns 7 months in 3 days. So she's actually sitting right here. She likes to sit in here while I film. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard me like yelling at her in the background of all my videos. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start bronzing with my Morphe bronzer. And while I'm doing that, the next question is, what's your favorite thing to cook? And do you have any recipes? So this one, I don't really have like a favorite thing to cook. I love cooking just in general. I think just like my favorite thing to cook is like any like big meal. Like I love cooking like really big meals for my family. If I had to choose, I'd say like my favorite thing to cook is like Oriental stuff. So I like making like homemade pad thai or like Korean barbecue, stuff like that. So I do have a lot of like my own recipes that I've made over the past couple years that I can share with you guys, and I can make like cooking videos too if you guys wanted that. So just let me know. I would love to do that because I love to cook and bake. So if you guys want to see that, definitely let me know in the comments because I would love to do like cooking videos for you guys. it'd be like something different. Okay, while we're baking, I'm going to go ahead and just jump in with the eyeshadow before I put on some blush. I am using the Conspiracy palette today, and I might dip into the Mini Controversy. I think I'm just gonna do like a basic like nude eye, just because I'm wearing red, so I don't really want to do any like color. So I will probably just be using like Tannicon, Diet Root Beer, and Just a Theory, and Ranch. That's probably the colors I'm going to be using. If I do deepen it up any further, I will probably dip into a little bit of My Rides Here, the black shade, but probably just a really little bit of that. So the next question is, where am I from? So I am originally from Alabama. I was born in San Diego, but I lived in Alabama for 10 years, so most of my life. And I just moved to Florida almost 5 years ago now. So I always consider myself from Alabama just because that's where I spent most of my life. Okay, so for the next question, someone asked me, do I listen to country music? And the answer is yes, I love country music. I don't listen to a lot of the newer country music, but I like a lot of older country music, like 2000s country music. My first concert that I ever went to was actually a Florida Georgia Line concert. So to answer your question, yes, I love country music and I do listen to it. The next question asks, do you really have a twin? Yes, I do have a twin. We are 25 minutes apart. We were born on February 2nd, and she is the older one, so she was born 25 minutes before me. We are fraternal twins. We're not identical. And her name is Angelica, if you guys are wondering. I call her Jelly, so that's her nickname. Okay, I'm popping on some blush. I swept my bake away. The next question asks, do you like BoxyCharm and is it worth the money? So I do like BoxyCharm a lot. The only thing is, it's only worth the money if you love makeup and skincare. If you don't love that stuff, then obviously it's not going to be for you, because that's what the box is. In the Luxe, sometimes you do get like lifestyle stuff. Like I've gotten like a head wrap, like an after shower head wrap in there and stuff like that, like water bottles, things like that, like manicure pedicure stuff. But most of the time it's not that. It's mostly focused on like skincare and makeup. So if you're not really into that stuff, then you're not going to be into BoxyCharm. But if you are into that stuff, or maybe you're like thinking about getting into makeup, then I would say go for it. It is worth the money because you get like, depending on what box you get over either $100 value or $200 value, and the Boxy Luxe sometimes is over $300 value. So like, it's definitely worth the money, especially if you're really into makeup or into trying like new things, because you get to try out like new products that you've maybe never heard of, and you get to like test out products that maybe you've been wanting to try but haven't like wanted to spend the money on it because you don't know if you'll like it. And it gives you the opportunity to try those things, and if you end up liking them, add it to your collection. You know, go out and spend that money yourself and add it to your kind of like routine, basically. Like that's how it was for me with a couple things that I've tried in there, like mascaras or like eyeshadows I've really liked. I'm like, oh, I like this brand and I'd be willing to spend my own money on it now that I know that I like it. I really like it, and I think it is worth the money if you are into that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm really liking this like matte eye, so I think I'm going to keep it matte. Instead of going in with Just a Theory from the Conspiracy, I'm going to go in with the Mini Controversy and go in with Cry on My Couch, since it's a matte shade. And I'm just going to kind of like pack that right here on the lid to kind of brighten it up. Okay, the next question is, what's your favorite drink and your favorite food? So my favorite drink is Dr. Pepper or Dragon Fruit Vitamin Waters. And my favorite food is probably steak and mashed potatoes or like fettuccine alfredo. Those are like my two favorites, but I would choose steak and potatoes over fettuccine alfredo probably. Okay, the next question is, a good foundation for oily skin with good coverage. You guys know I use the L'Oreal 24 Hour. My suggestion for someone with very oily skin, I have very oily skin in the middle of my face. I'm combination, so I'm dry on the perimeters, oily in the middle. For me personally, coverage is a big deal to me, but it's not super like, I don't want like super full coverage because I don't want like a blank canvas unless I'm doing like a really heavy makeup look. But for everyday use, this is like my favorite thing ever. And it's been like the holy grail for me because of my oily skin. It doesn't make me more oily throughout the day, and it has good coverage. It doesn't move. It's very, very, very nice foundation. It wears super well. The thing that a lot of people make the mistake of with oily skin is trying to use a super matte foundation to balance out the oil. But what you're doing is actually the reverse of it. So when you're using a super dry matte foundation, you're drying out your skin and depriving it of those natural oils, and your face is trying to overcompensate for that, and it's producing more oil. So when you're wearing a super matte dry foundation and you're trying to kind of level it out because of your oily skin, it's not going to happen. You're just going to make your skin more oily, and you're going to be like a grease slide by the end of the day. So that's a big thing that a lot of people misconstrue. So don't go for a super drying, super matte foundation. It's just going to be the reverse effect for you, and it's going to look horrible by the end of the day. Believe me, I used to make that mistake. So go for something that is not, I personally like this. It doesn't make me oily, so I think you should try it. And if you don't want to try something like that, my suggestion would just be go for like a regular foundation. You can go for a matte foundation. I'm not saying you can't. Just don't go for something that's super matte and something that's going to like dry your skin. Like I used to try and find like the most matte foundation I could, and that's not what you want to do. So a good matte foundation is the Juvia's Place one, but personally for me, that one is way too full coverage for everyday use, and my skin did not like it very much. It kind of broke me out in certain places. So but it might have a different effect for you, but that is like a good foundation. And it's not too expensive either. Another thing is primers. Primers are a big deal when you have really problematic skin. If you have oily skin, the primer is going to be like one of the biggest thing that changes the makeup game for you. So like before, when I used to wear makeup when I was younger, I was just wearing foundation. I didn't know anything about primers. And then when I discovered primers, that is kind of what changed it for me. When you use a primer under your foundation and you use something that's going to mattify throughout the day, that's going to be the biggest helper too. So if you have oily skin and you're looking for a foundation, like I said, go for a foundation that's not too drying, and then also use a mattifying primer underneath. So that way, that's going to also aid to the fact that you have the oily skin and you're trying to kind of keep your makeup on all day. Also, what's helped me is setting my foundation with the powder. If you want to try that, I highly recommend it. Not only does it keep your makeup looking so smooth throughout the day, but it does keep you from getting oily throughout the day as well. So those are the things that have helped me personally with my oily skin. So I would say try out some of that stuff and see if it works for you. So the next question is, what advice do you have for someone who wants to get into makeup but is too scared to do anything bold? So I kind of wrote something down for this just because I wanted to make sure that I said everything the correct way that I wanted it to come off. So I just say go for it. So don't be scared to go out of your comfort zone. Makeup is fun, and it really does open up your eyes to a talent that you might have never thought you had. I think everyone has the potential to be good at makeup. It just takes practice. When people say, oh, I'm so bad at makeup, I think they're putting their self down, but they're not bad at makeup. It's just they don't have the practice. I used to be super, super bad at makeup, but then I started practicing and I got decent at it. So it just takes practice. Makeup is an art. Just like any other art, you need practice to get good at it. So I was scared to do bold looks when I first started doing makeup, but then I came to realize that it didn't matter what anyone else thought as long as I was having fun and loving what I was doing. So the colorful looks that I create might not always be like amazing. They might not be blended very well or anything like that, but it gives, each look that I do gives me the practice that I need, and it helps me kind of dig further into the things that I need to work on. So when I do a colorful look, say I'm using like blues, if it isn't blended very well, that I know that I need to work on my blending when I'm using those certain shadows or doing like a certain look like that. I know the things that I need to work on based off of the looks that I do. So I think if you like makeup and you want to try to get into it, do it. Just be yourself and don't be afraid to kind of be passionate in the things that you want to pursue in life. That's like my biggest thing. One of my biggest mottos is be passionate in the pursuit of things that set your soul on fire. So if you like doing things, do not be afraid of what other people think, because not everyone's always gonna like you, and that's okay. And half the time, especially people that are like good at makeup, a lot of the time the reason why people don't like them or say mean things about the makeup looks is because they're jealous and they wish they could do that. So that's just the blatant truth, and I'm sure you guys know it just as well as I do that there is people like that. So if you like makeup and you want to get into it, I say go for it and don't put it off. Just start now. I mean, practice as much as you can, but a good thing to do is practice makeup before you're going to shower for the night. That's the best time to do it because you're about to take off the makeup you're wearing anyways, or if you're not wearing any makeup, just put some primer on and just do an eye look. Don't do a full face if you're trying to be quick about it and just try something out. I think that's the best time to do it is before you're going to take a shower because you're about to take it off anyway. But yeah, that's the best time to practice in my opinion, because then you can just take it off after and you know what you need to work on, or you have an idea of something that you want to do. You can test it out, and then if it looks good, do it the next day, and you already practiced the look, so you know what it's going to look like. Okay, before I finish off with the questions, I'm going to go ahead and mention the giveaway. So at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I'd be doing a giveaway. I am doing, it's not a super big giveaway, but it's pretty good size giveaway for this video. So I had just been rounding up stuff from the past like couple weeks, and stuff that I have actually had for like a month or two that I've never used, a couple eyeshadow palettes. So for the rules for the giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel, like this video, following my Instagram and Twitter. Just so I know that you've done all 4 of those, either leave a comment down below on this video of your favorite food. I will be picking a winner in probably like a week. So I'll do a week from the day that I post this video, and I'll just be selecting the winner at random, and I will be checking that you guys have done all 4 of the steps for it. So if you haven't done all 4 of them, I won't put you in the giveaway. So make sure you do all of them, and I will choose a winner and announce it next week. So good luck to everyone that will enter. I'll put a picture on my Instagram of what the giveaway looks like, just so that you guys can see it and see if you want to enter, if it looks like some of the stuff that you guys might want. Let me finish off these questions real quick while I finish off my makeup. Okay, so the next question says, what product would you recommend for someone who wants color on their lips but hates lipstick? So for that, by the way, I'm just going in with my highlighter out of the Manny Morphe palette. I just mixed both of them. Okay, so what I would recommend for a lip product for someone who doesn't like lipstick but wants like a color on their lips is like a lip paint or a lip tint. So if you don't know what that is, just look it up. It's usually just kind of like a thin layer of like tint. A lot of drugstore brands carry some kind of version of this, and I know Glossier has a version of this, but they're a little bit higher end, so it's up to you on what you want to spend your money on. A lip tint and a lip paint are different, so for the lip paint, it's going to feel a little bit more like a lipstick. An example is in my last video, I had a lip paint that I received in my box, and I was like, oh, I really don't like this. It's not pigmented. And then I realized later on that it's a lip paint, so it's not going to be like a lipstick. So that is something that you could get, or a lip stain. So with a lip stain, it's going to be literally, it's not going to feel like anything most of the time. With the lip stains that I've tried, it doesn't feel like anything on your lips. It's kind of like a lip tint. And you just put it on. It's like this it's usually like a thin consistency. You put it on and it just leaves a stain on your lips throughout the day, so that you have that color on your lips but you don't feel like you're wearing lipstick. So that's something that's really good. I personally don't like lipstick a lot, so this is like a good question, because I know a lot of people don't like the feel of something on their lips. Or if like you're eating throughout the day or anything like that, you know, kissing, you have to reapply it. So it's like a lot of work, but with like a lip stain or a lip tint, most of the time that stuff is going to stay on pretty well. So Yeah, so just look up some of those and find one that's going to work for you. You might have to try out a couple before you find one that you really like, but those are definitely going to be your best option for that. Okay, my next question is a good primer for large pores. So a good primer for large pores is the Tatcha Silk Canvas, which is what I use. It's a little bit expensive, so if you don't want to buy like the full size one, just go to Sephora, or I don't know, Ulta might have it, and get like the mini, or you can order it offline and get the mini size. That's what I have. It's less expensive and it's still a lot of product. Like I will probably never run out of mine, and it's like a small one, so you don't have to get the big one and invest that much money. But yeah, if you want to try it, I'd say definitely get the little one. It is the best primer ever. It's so good. It's definitely worth the money. But if you want like a drugstore option, the e.l.f. Poreless Primer or e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer is really good too. That one's a good like drugstore option. It's kind of like the dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas, so that one's really good if you want like a cheaper alternative. Both of them really sink into the pores and kind of lay down like a smooth canvas for you to work off of, so I really love both of those. I just use the Tatcha because it works a little bit better. Okay, so for my last question, the last question is, can you do a look using the Blue Blood palette from your first video? Okay, so little story. I did actually film a video where I was doing a first impressions with the Blue Blood palette after I had gotten it in my mystery box in my first video, but I lost the footage. So I was having trouble with my camera for a little while when I first got it, because I guess I didn't format the SD card correctly, and I lost like, I think it was 5 of my videos, my first videos that I ever filmed. I put my first video up of the Jeffree Star mystery box unboxing, and then the 5 videos that I filmed after that, all of the footage was lost from it. I had like a couple snippets from all of those videos, but I did not have all of the footage, so I couldn't post them. So that's why it took me a while after I posted my first video to post my second one, because I was having so much trouble. So I had to like figure out what was wrong, and I fixed it eventually, but I had lost a lot of footage. So that video was one of them, so I never got to upload it. And I didn't want to refilm it because like you can't really refilm a first impressions because then it's not authentic, because I already know how it worked. So I will film a video of me not doing a first impressions obviously, but just doing a look with the Blue Blood palette, since I think this is like the 3rd person that's asked me for it. So I will do a video doing that. I will try and film it next week and get it up for you guys as soon as possible. That way you guys can see it, because I know it has been a couple months since I uploaded that first video now. So for those of you that wanted to see it, I will post that for you guys later on next week. Okay, and lastly, these are not questions, but this is just a couple sweet comments that I got that I really wanted to say thank you for. So I had someone say that they loved my content and to keep up the good work. And then I had another person say, hope you're doing well and staying safe. And another person say that they loved my channel. So those people, thank you so much. You know who you are. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. I really am trying my best to put out good content for you guys, and I love YouTube so much already. It is something that I'm very passionate about. So thank you so much for all your guys' support. I really do appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who sent in questions for this video. It really meant a lot to me that there were people that were asking my advice on certain things or just wanting to get to know me. So thank you so much. That is it for today's video. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys are not already, and click the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. Like this video if you enjoy it, and leave a comment down below so that you guys can be entered into the giveaway. Do not forget to follow the 4 steps that I mentioned earlier in the video so that your entry will be guaranteed to be in the giveaway. Make sure to follow my socials. My Instagram and Twitter are just at HannahB_beauty with 2 Y's, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, beauties.